What's up, everyone? Lord Ryujits here again. Thanks for watching, as always. Today's topic, and I realized in advance that most of the time I'm a day or two behind on some of these topics. Because either I see a video or read an article about it or something, and I think I'm going to make a video about that. But then by the time I get the time to sit down, I kind of forget what it was I was going to talk about. So, but besides that, there have been developers, and more specifically the developer of Dying Light, that have said that they are no longer going to focus on previous gen coding, that they want to optimize the game to work best for current gen consoles. Thank you for finally doing it. These systems have been out for like, what, a year? I mean, has it been a year? Didn't the Xbox One come out like in November last year, I think? I don't remember specifically. But the point is that these consoles have been out for a while, and this is something that I've talked about in previous videos. When I was growing up, that was it. The Super Nintendo came out, fuck the NES. What the hell is that? You have a Super Nintendo now. They didn't do this whole thing, and even if they did continue to support it, it wasn't very long. You know, it was like when the PS3 came out, and you still had Guitar Heroes and other games that were coming out for the PS2, but the PS3 still had like, oh, here's Uncharted, and here's these games that you could only get on our console. But now for some reason this generation, it's like, oh, here's the PS4, here's the PS3, here's the Xbox One, here's the Xbox 360, and this game is coming out for all of them, thus giving nobody any motivation to buy the system. But yet the Wii U has been out for 2 years, hasn't come out with a single Wii game. Not one. So you want to buy Smash Brothers? That's only Wii U. You want to buy Mario Kart 8? That's only Wii U. And that's sort of what I'm talking about. You have these experiences that you only have to buy a Wii U to get. And I appreciate that. I want that with current gen. I want a reason to buy a PlayStation 4. Not just, oh, hey, I already have a PS3. Let's pick up Assassin's Creed Unity for that. Let's pick up Assassin's Creed 4. Let's pick up Watch Dogs. Let's pick up whatever game you want to name. I mean, even just like, what was it, yesterday? Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out. Across the board. PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Okay, well, first of all, I'm not a Call of Duty player. But if I was, and as I've said before, I'm on the fence about getting an Xbox One, that doesn't really motivate me to buy it. I can just get it for my 360. That's what I'm getting at. So I applaud, and I'm sorry I don't know the developer's name off the top of my head, but I applaud the developer of Dying Light. And I hope that other companies pursue this. Ubisoft, more importantly, to just focus on this console generation, because if you sit there and you're typing away, working on that coding, you start finding ways to maximize it, to make it run the way that you want it to, and make it run smoothly, and to get it to a point where you want it, rather than we have to make it work for the 360, and that's 10-year-old technology, so we have to rework the coding to make it work for that system, or we have to work the coding for the old system as well as work for the coding for the new system and delay it, or half-ass it because we have to release it for both. Stop. Just leave it alone. Develop solely for the PlayStation 4, develop solely for the Xbox One, and develop solely for the Wii U. Focus on that, because that's what it's about. We're in a current gen. We have been for 2 years now. Because with the launch of the Wii U, it started this current generation of gaming consoles. So we've been in it now for 2 years, and we are still getting previous gen games. And to an extent, I understand. There are some people out there that they may not be able to plop down $400 for a new gaming system. And that's fine. So I understand you want to support them, but at some point, you have to cut the umbilical cord. At some point, you have to stop feeding them. Because that's the way that I see it. I mean, you have to think about it like this. The Wii, I'll just put it like this. The Wii U is backwards compatible to the Wii. If they continue to release Wii games, and I already have a Wii, I'm just going to pop it into my Wii. When the Wii came out, it was backwards compatible with GameCube. If they kept coming out with GameCube games, people would be like, I can just play GameCube. I don't need this. That's what I'm getting at. I bought my Wii U because it's backwards compatible. So I love the fact that I can go back and I can visit an older title as well as play a newer title. And I have a PlayStation 2 and a PlayStation 3 hooked up in my game room right now. So I jump back and forth between them. So if I really want to play it that bad, I'm going to go back and play PS3 anyway. Give me a reason to buy your PlayStation 4. Give me a reason to buy your Xbox One. And more likely this price drop that I talked about, that's going to more likely encourage me to go up and buy an Xbox One. All I'm saying is that just cut the cord. You know, it's about time. Previous generations never did this, at least from what I can remember. And if it did, it wasn't as this long. You know, Nintendo basically cut the cord almost immediately. The Wii U came out and they're like, yeah, here's games for it. It's strictly Blu-ray. We're not going to come out with Wii games anymore. If they did, it was like 1 or 2 games here and there, kind of sprinkled about. Otherwise, that was it. There wasn't any of this, you know, oh, we're still going to develop this game for the Wii as well. Mario Kart 8 is for the Wii and the Wii U. They cut the cord. So Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, whoever, Capcom, Bethesda, whoever, cut it. Just end it. The 360 and the PlayStation 3, no offense to them, because I own both of them. They're hooked up in my game room right now. And I'm still playing games on them. I just went off and I bought Dishonored for it. I believe I did a pickup video for it. But the fact is that they have had almost 10-year life cycles. They have lived long, healthy lives. And they have a very healthy library behind them. But it's time to let it go. You have new hardware that you need to focus on. And if you really want to convince people that this current console generation isn't a pile of shit, which is what a lot of people think, you need to show that you can make it work. Show people how you can go in and work with the coding to make these games run 1080p, 60 frames per second all the time. And I'm going to talk about that in my next video. In this video, I'm just going to say, show people that this technology can last and that you have faith in it. There's a reason why I believe in Nintendo. They are showing faith in the Wii U. Not only did they not abandon it when they had the opportunity, they said, yeah, this thing's been out for a year, it's not selling, we're going to scrap it. They continue to make games for it, and as soon as the Wii U came out, they practically dropped the Wii. They didn't keep going back and saying, well, we know that the Wii is selling. We know that the... I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine how ticked off you would be as a developer, or as a consumer, really, I should say? If the 3DS came out, here's this brand new system capable of doing 3D and capable of doing these better graphics, and they said, well, the DS is really our moneymaker. We're going to keep making games for that. So why'd you come out with new hardware? And that's sort of how I feel with this. If you feel like your 360 is your moneymaker because it has this huge install base and this and that and the other, so you have to keep making games for it, why do you have the one out? And if you want the one to sell, why are you continuing to make games for the Xbox 360? That's just my point, and that's just my opinion on it. So make sure that you share yours, guys, because again, to me, there is no such thing as a wrong opinion. There is only your opinion on it. So make sure that you share yours. You know, do you think that it's about time that we cut the cord on these systems? Because I do. Or do you think that we need to kind of straggle along and kind of breadcrumb it a little bit? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my video, and have a good one.